He stole her childhood security. She decided to own his adult life. This is the story of Diana, a woman who served revenge not cold, but with compound interest. I met Diana at a high-end banking conference in Geneva. She was sharp, elegant, and commanded the room without raising her voice. Over coffee, she told me a story that sounded more like a Hollywood thriller than a financial case study. It all started when she was 10 years old. Her father had passed away, leaving her a substantial insurance payout, a trust fund meant to secure her future, her education, her start in life. But her uncle, the man entrusted to protect it, saw it differently. He saw it as seed money. He drained the entire account to launch a risky new business, telling a 10-year-old Diana that the money was simply gone. He stole her childhood security, and for years he thought he got away with it. Diana grew up with a different kind of motivation. While other kids were focused on school and hobbies, she was obsessed with understanding money. She devoured books on finance, economics, and law. The betrayal she experienced didn't break her. It forged her into a weapon. She excelled in school, earned scholarships, and climbed the ruthless ladder of the financial world with a singular goal in mind. She wasn't just building a career. She was building an empire, brick by brick, with the intention of one day buying back what was stolen from her, and then some. She never confronted her uncle. She never sent a single angry text. Instead, she watched him from a distance, tracking his business, his assets, his life. She knew patience was her greatest ally. Decades passed. Diana became a formidable figure in private equity. Her uncle's business, which had a few good years, eventually started to crumble under the weight of his own poor decisions and changing market tides. He was over-leveraged, desperate, and on the brink of bankruptcy. He needed a massive last-ditch loan to stay afloat, but every traditional bank turned him down. He was too much of a risk, and that's when his successful niece, Diana, re-entered his life. He didn't come to her for help. His pride wouldn't allow it. Instead, Diana approached him through a discreet third-party lender, a shell corporation she controlled entirely. She was the anonymous, silent investor he had been praying for. He was overjoyed, blinded by relief. He didn't read the fine print. He didn't question the surprisingly favorable initial terms. He just saw a lifeline. Diana structured the loan herself. It was a masterpiece of financial predation. The interest rates were designed to be manageable at first, but would balloon aggressively after a short period. The most important clause, buried deep in the contract, was the collateral. To secure the loan, her uncle signed over the one thing he had left of any real value, his sprawling family home, the very house where he had once told a little girl her future was gone. He signed the papers without a second thought. The first few payments were made, but just as Diana had calculated, the escalating interest soon became an impossible burden. Her uncle defaulted. The shell corporation sent the formal notices cold and procedural. He begged for an extension, for a restructuring of the debt, but the lender was immovable. They were just following the contract, they said. The foreclosure process was swift and merciless. Diana didn't just take his business, she took his home. She owned his entire adult life, the life he had built with her stolen money. The day the eviction notice was served, Diana finally met her uncle face to face. She stood on the driveway of the house that was now legally hers. He looked at her, confused and broken, and asked why. She simply replied, "You took my security when I was a child. I just bought it back with interest. This is a business transaction, uncle. You, of all people, should understand that." She never set foot in the house again. She sold it, donated the proceeds to a charity for orphan children, and closed that chapter of her life forever. Revenge for Diana wasn't about anger. It was about closing a ledger. It was about justice, served on her own terms. What do you think? Was this the ultimate revenge, or a step too far? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, make sure to like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.